We're visiting with Dr. Robert Abel, Jr. He is an eye care specialist. Dr. Abel, what does that entail, being a specialist with the eye care?
Well, it includes examination of the eye in all its aspects. The optical part of giving people the right correction, and the diagnosis and treatment of eye disorders, from dry eyes, from conjunctivitis, from lid things, from cataracts, which is the lens of the eye opacifying, from floaters, into retina diseases. And we're seeing more and more of diseases of the eye as people live longer and have more exposure to the sun and poorer nutrition.
Okay, so what is AMD, and about what age are people affected by this?
AMD is age-related macular degeneration. But just like diabetes, where we see more and more people becoming diabetic at an earlier rate, we're seeing more and more stress on the retina. The early stages are very characteristic with little yellow dots called drusen. And you may be able to treat those people nutritionally. As it advances, the chances of permanent vision loss worsens. 90% of the people fortunately have the dry form, which can be slowed. 10% have the wet form, which so many new drugs are able to treat now. But nonetheless, you don't want to rely on intensive, expensive treatments if there are simple preventive ways to save your vision for the later years. What you do today is going to create the debt you have 20 years down the road. Whether it's systemic diseases you have, whether it's medications, whether you're out in the sun all the time without the appropriate sunglasses, or if you're not taking the right diet. Sooner or later it catches up.
So is it around, I'd read a statistic where it was around age 55 that people began to experience AMD?
Well, there's the prevalence, or the amount of people that have this, increase every decade. And if you look at 75 and older, there's large numbers. The number of people talk about is 13 million people have damaged vision from macular degeneration. It is far more than that. And it creeps up very slowly, and because we have glasses and magnification devices, people don't realize it and they say, oh, it's my glasses. Get a regular eye exam, protect your eyes, take the right nutrition, and you'll save them for your longevity in the golden years.
Well, one of the nutritional supplements that you talk about is lutein. Do most people ingest enough lutein?
Most people do not ingest enough lutein, even though it's plentiful in certain fruits, certain vegetables. In the green leafies especially, do you get high numbers? But people are skimping on that. And when they go into fast food places, you can almost guarantee there's no lutein in fries or burgers. So the moral of the story is you need to supplement. 6 milligrams a day is very important. It adds, it doesn't compete with other vitamins that you may be taking or other nutrients that are in your foods. Lutein is critical for eye health and is one of the critical nutrients for the entire body.
So to reiterate, the macular degeneration, it's the drusens?
Macular degeneration is a degeneration of the receptors in the center of the retina. The macula has these packed receptors. They're your color vision and fine vision receptors. They decay very slowly, and you can lose 50% and only lose one line of vision. So you don't realize it until it happens later. So that's where a good eye exam is helpful. That's where looking at your own vision and seeing things are changing a little bit is important, because each of us is the warden of our own body and own health.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Abel.
Thank you, Raina.